Hey, what's up you guys? I'm Sarah Labrat and today I'm bringing you my weekly writing vlog for week 3 of April Camp NaNoWriMo. Down in the description you can find the timestamps for each day. Today is April 16th. I figured out in my last video that in order to meet my Camp NaNoWriMo goals, I would need to edit 10 pages a day. I hit those 10 pages yesterday, which was included in my last weekly writing vlog, but I kind of want to try and hit it because at this point I have nothing but time. And so even though in my last video I said that I was going to change my goals and just like I'd be very happy if I was finished with it by the end of May, I kind of still want to try and finish it by the end of April. I have also now added enough in this perspective, which is one of 3, that I just passed 50,000 words in this perspective. Today is still April 16th. I spent an hour and 10 minutes on editing today, and I got a lot done. I added 723 words today by just like rewriting portions, adding in scenes that needed to be added. But in addition to that, I added 2,800 words because I brought over some older words that I had written in like a draft a long time ago when I was brainstorming this portion of the book. And this was something that this draft needed, but I forgot it wasn't in it. And so I just pulled it over from a different document. And so that boosted me up a bunch of pages. And so I started working on page 29 and now I'm on page 35, which is a solid 6 pages done today, which is incredible. I did have to cut some things out and move them to another document because I realized that they don't actually happen until book 2, or that they better belong in book 2. And so it feels like I got a lot done. I did get a lot done, but bringing over those like 5 pages were really helpful. And while this does not reach my like now needed goal of editing 10 pages a day in order to hit my goal for April Camp NaNoWriMo, which is an adjusted goal because I moved last week and like all of last week. The original goal was going to require like 6 pages a day or something for the month of April, but now I'm at like needing to do 10, and so I don't think I'm going to finish it. Earlier today I did say that I wanted to. It's still an appealing idea, but I don't think it's going to happen. But again, just moving forward, progress is progress. Today's April 16th. I did some editing earlier today and now I was taking a productive break while filming my Camp NaNoWriMo writing schedule video, and so I was just taking a break, quick little productive break to clean off my desk, and I found some post-it notes with phrases that I had written down for my project LRF, which is currently sitting in my desk in Texas and has been sitting there for like 2 or 3 years waiting for me to rewrite it. I'm not sure I'm ever going to get back to it, but on these little like post-it notes, I found some really funny quotes that I wanted to include in LRF, and I might have to at some point if I decide to go back to it, but that's like the one reason I like cleaning my room is like I like finding stuff like this. While I was making my bed and cleaning off my desk, instead of watching a YouTube video, one of my friends actually FaceTimed me, and it was really nice to get to talk to her while I was doing my productive breaks. But now my bed has been made and my desk has been mostly cleared off. Most of that stuff just needs to be moved now, and now I'm going to go upstairs and do another editing sprint. So, April 16th, I was working on filming my Camp NaNoWriMo writing schedule / like morning routine / just basically how I write. Because of this, I got a whole lot done today. On the scene that I was working on, I ended up going back and looking at like an original draft that had been like deleted, and like portions of it had been deleted because they were no longer relevant, but now they're relevant again. And so I added in a bunch of paragraphs from those documents into the current document that I'm working in, which is draft 2. And there was something that I saw in that like original draft that I was, and the original draft not being the rough draft, but like a brainstorming draft. But there was something that I was gonna have happen in that was really harsh and didn't benefit the plot, or like kind of did then, but then like didn't as I was rewriting it, and now still doesn't. But I'm gonna make it a dream so that I can still include it, and I think it really works as a dream, but not in like reality. On top of writing, oh my gosh, I had a song stuck in my head today like all day. It was, and like all I could remember was a couple words and like a couple of notes leading up to it, and it's dun 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 dun, life is a nightmare. And I'm not a good singer, so that's out there, but I finally took the time to look it up, and it's Simple Plans, I'm Just a Kid. And so I listened through that like all the way through so it would get out of my head, and it has not repeated in my head since I watched the video. But I have no idea why that was going on in my head. It just like was for like all of today. So basically I worked on 7 pages today, pages 35 to 42. And one of those scenes in there was getting really tense. And I was honestly starting to get worried about where it was going, because like I didn't know, because I was rewriting the scene and this portion was new. And so I didn't know where things were going. And so I basically just learned that I sometimes really have to trust my characters because they know what's going on even when I do not. There was another scene and it was going really well, and I was like pretty happy with it, and then I kind of kept writing, and suddenly things took like a very graphic turn, which like might have been a lot, but I can also change that in the future. But it also might have been really good for the story because it kind of adds that element of surprise, and so I really like it, but it might have been a lot. I will decide that when I reread this again. Basically, a lot of the editing that I did today was working on raising the stakes in these scenes. In the evening, I joined a live write-in because I really enjoy the community aspect of it, and I really want to know if you guys also enjoy live write-ins. I've thought about doing one. I kind of wanted to do one to celebrate 500 subscribers, but like blew past that like last week, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you guys so much. But still want to do one soon. But if you guys would like that, please let me know down in the comments below, and I will work on that. I think I'm gonna do it whether you guys want me to or not, but like support and encouragement would be cool because I'm a little nervous for my first one. But that write-in basically helped me move forward in my evening because like my morning afternoon writing sprints were really good, but then moving into the evening things were slowing down, and so joining that writing sprint really helped. Okay, so at this point, mostly I think within the past couple of days, I have added a lot of pages to this perspective that I'm working on, which is the second of 3. I have added 15 pages so far, and I'm only on page 42, but I've added a total of 15 pages overall. And so the rough draft of this perspective is 102 pages, and now this second draft is 117 pages, and I can only imagine that that number is just gonna like keep shooting up because I'm only on page 42. I'm like a third done. That's good. That's really encouraging actually, because it's a really long perspective. I kind of need to balance out the length with the other 2, but that'll come, I'm sure. That's kind of what I'm working on, but that might be backfiring right now. I also feel like because I'm working on the second draft, I'm overwriting where I underwrote in the rough draft. And so basically just having to deal with all of that. But today's numbers. I worked on pages 35 to 42. I wrote 1,703 words. That's crazy. I did not realize that I was getting that much done. It kind of felt like a slow day, honestly, but looking at those numbers, that was clearly not a slow day. I also added an additional 1,015 words that I moved over from earlier documents, and so in total that's like 2,728 words added, even though I only wrote 1,703 of them today. And that took me 3 hours and 10 minutes, which is about my bracket of creativity that I've learned from both building my writing schedule several weeks ago and then today essentially filming a YouTube video about what my Camp NaNoWriMo writing routine currently looks like. On April 18th, the words just like weren't really flowing and I had a lot of things going on, and so I worked for about 50 minutes and added a net total of 350 words, which was about a page. The page I'm currently on is a full 11 pages more than the same place in the rough draft. Today is April 20th. In my most recent writing routine video, I did say that I don't take weekends, but I kind of did this weekend. The words just like weren't flowing, so today is April 20, and I tried to work for like 15 minutes and didn't get any words because I was just like staring at the page, so I did kind of take the day off. On April 20th, I actually skipped down about 5 pages, so from page 41 to 46, because the scene that happens in those pages, I'm like still not quite sure what I want to do with that yet, but I was able to cross off a bunch of the notes that I made in my notebook today, as well as making baked oatmeal for breakfast. And then I hit a scene where a character has to give a speech. And other than writing this rough draft of a speech, I've never written a speech before. And so I'm not really sure what would be said at the beginning of the speech because it's at the beginning of like this big event. And I'm not really sure what is said or what would have been said in like a royal setting for something like this. So I kind of wrote it as best I could, but I'm very aware that I will be fixing that and changing things in my next go around. But today I worked for an hour and 15 minutes and got 274 words. On April 21st, I worked for an hour but only net added 1 word. But I did get 6 pages done, and so therefore I consider that to be a win. Today is April 22nd. I woke up feeling really off, and so I decided to give myself a 0-word day and just like not work on my story at all today, even though I was gonna hit the 100 pages mark today, which would have been really, really cool, but mental health comes first, and so therefore I decided to take today as a break, which is kind of exciting because then I know that tomorrow, April 23rd, which will be in my next weekly writing vlog, I will be hitting the 100 page mark for big picture edits. At the beginning of this video, I did say that I wanted to hit that 10 pages of editing a day. I am very aware that that's not happening. I'm okay with that not happening. It is sad a little bit because I want to keep moving forward, but I am. Just not as rapidly as I'd hoped, but I did move this month, which was completely unexpected. And by completely unexpected, I thought that was going to be in like 2 months from now, not like a week and a half ago. So my goal at the beginning of this video was to hit that 10 pages a day, but that's okay. I'm not going to finish this within Camp NaNoWriMo, but that's okay. I will finish at some point during May, and I'm very excited for that. But I am obviously going to keep pushing forward because progress is progress. Alright, that's it for me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Sarah Lebrot. I post videos twice a week. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe because that really supports my channel. And if you want to leave a comment down below, I make sure to respond to every single one. So I'll see you guys next week with another video. Bye!